Hi guys, and welcome back to another Show on the Buffalo video. Hope you've all been well. And today on this channel we are covering our first ever Legacy format video. And this is the deck that I play in Legacy, or the main deck that I play in Legacy anyway. And this is Rayquaza EX Eels, or RayEels as it's called, where you use Eelektrik with its ability Dynamotor to attach a lightning energy from the discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. And it's basically the electric version of Malamar. So if anyone's played the Psychic Recharge Malamar that came out in Forbidden Light, it's just the electric version of that, but it came out a long ass time ago in Noble Victories, the same time that our friend N came out. So you basically use this guy to charge up your attackers and then swing with big basics effectively, which is very similar to what the actual Malamar deck did back when it came out. And we have 3 different attackers that we can use for this. We technically have 4, but we would never use the Keldeo for its attacker. We use it for its ability, Rush In, because when it's got a Floatstone attached to it, you can Rush In, put this Pokemon in the active, and then use a Floatstone to retreat. And obviously, because you can only charge up the bench with Eelektrik, that's why that's useful. But the Keldeo can hit fire types for weakness. You'd only be hitting 100, so that's less than the damage output you usually get from Rayquaza, but I digress. So the 3 attackers we use, the main one is Rayquaza EX that has Dragon Burst, discard all basic, fire or lightning attached to this Pokemon. This attack does 60 times more damage for each energy you discarded. So the aim is to be hitting for 180 every turn by discarding 3 lightning. And obviously you do play some fire energy in the deck, and the fire energy you never want to be discarding. We do play the basic non-EX Rayquaza, so we can get through, I can't remember if it's Silver Mirror or something else. There's something that stops EXs from attacking anyway, and this is why we play this Rayquaza, because Shred gets through any effects anyway, so Silver Mirrored or not, Shred can get through them, and it's the same sort of, you only have to power up 2 electrics on it and the fire to be able to hit for the 90, and in a pinch the Dragon Pulse attack can help you get things into the discard, additional energies perhaps, and things that you may want to get back if you've got a handful of Junk Hunts, Junk Arm even. So Junk Arm is an item in Legacy where you can discard 2 cards from your hand, search your discard pile for a trainer, show it to your opponent, put it into your hand. So it's item recovery, and this card is so broke that it'll never get ever printed ever again, for sure. I can say that for 100% this card will never get reprinted ever again, because with the big basics that are in the format, even after tag teams go, Junk Arm's just going to be absolutely despicable. So they're the main 2 Rayquaza attackers we use. We use this bad boy Zekrom to be able to hit for lightning weakness. So if we hit for lightning weakness, we hit for 240. It does damage itself, but in a pinch as well, even if they cushion hammer you, because you're doing damage to yourself, you can use Outrage to still hit for 60. Even if you do lose energies, so that's good. And then obviously the Keldeo that I mentioned. Now there is a lot of bench sniping in the Legacy format, so we do play a copy of Mr. Mime. We play a copy of Jirachi EX, which is the predecessor to Tapu Lele GX that many of you may know, where Stellar Guidance basically just allows you to search the support card from your deck and add it to your hand. And if we are not sitting pretty with a good starting hand, we do have Smeargle, which has the Portrait ability that you get to look at your opponent's hand. If you do, choose the support you find there and use the effect of this card as the effect of that card as the effect of this Pokepower. So it basically just allows you to use support turn 1, obviously because that's not a thing anymore, due to the rule change. And then we have this and Super Rod for some recovery options, because obviously you do tend to mill a lot, whether it's with Celestial Roar or Dragon Burst or just using generally Professor Juniper and Junk Arms and stuff like that. So sometimes we do need that little pinch of recovery. This is the era that A-Specs came out, so we do use computer search for maximum consistency as opposed to any of the others. And we do play a very small poison package just to get around certain things that would usually not be knocked out. Things that get left on 10 HP, for example. I can't remember the ability now, it's like Sturdy or something. So the poison helps to get around that. Sky Arrow Bridge to help you retreat. because obviously retreating is a big deal in this deck because you can only charge up the bench with your Eelektrik. And then we have 8 Pokemon searches, 3 Ultra Balls, sorry, so 7 Pokemon searches, and 4 level balls. We have a single copy of Soul Scrapper. Some people like 2 because Garbotoxin does run about rampant in Legacy, but we do have 4 Junk Arms to compensate for the 1 Soul Scrapper, so all's well that ends well, and obviously the computer search to find it. And then a bunch of Jaw supporters, double Colress, double N, double Juniper, and 3 Professor Oak's New Theory, which shuffle your hands into your deck and then draw 6 cards. It is basically the Cynthia of this format. We play 2 Float Stones, and to round it out, 4 Fire Energy and 8 Lightning Energy. And that is all for the deck profile, and I'll be right back with some games. See you in a minute. So we are here with our first game in Legacy, well, the first recording of my Legacy video with RayEels. My opponent is going first, and we get a mulligan, unfortunately. But we do have a really good opening hand. Now, unless my opponent gets... I mean, we could have Donk here. Should we go for Donk? Probably. I don't see why not. Ultra Ball. We need to keep the N in hand for obvious reasons. We'll get the Jirachi. We have our Sky Arrow Bridge, not that we want to use it, we want to look for the Float Stone. And we will just try and donk here. We'll probably most likely miss it, but it's not an issue. And we do miss it by quite a lot, to be fair as well. So, unlucky, but not much to be done about that really. I am pretty certain that I'm just going to get all 3 of my little tiny modes out. Probably seems the best course of action here. And simply pass. Oh, pass. Thank you. Thank you, game. And we do get end. So that's somewhat helpful. Gets us closer to the Float Stone. Yeah, we needed a lot there. But, well, I say a lot. We needed both Float Stone and a Hypnotoxic Laser, and we only play 2 of each, so it wasn't highly likely that we were going to get that, but it was worth a go. Hopefully this doesn't flip heads, thank you. So luckily we get end into a somewhat good hand, yeah, a reasonable hand at any rate. So we have our Eelektриks ready to go, or Eelektриks, whatever they're called. And we do finally get the Float Stone. So I think if I'm going to lose anything here, it would be the Ultra Ball and the Mr. Mime. Not too fussed about bench damage. We've already got too many bench things in play anyway. And it's good to use our computer search this early because it does mean that we get to recover it later down the road with Junk Arm. And if you've seen what I nearly did there, I nearly retreated before using Dynamotor. That's exactly the sort of things that you don't want to do with this deck. So we're going to go ahead by 2 prizes, it would seem. And when my opponent can finally take a prize himself, he'll only be taking 1. So that's fine by me. And we already have the Keldeo and Float Zone established, so that we're never getting stuck by Hypnotoxic Laser, which is the real pain of this deck that we're playing against. So we see another level ball from my opponent, grabbing the Sneasel, yeah, of course. Due to the aggression and my setup, he's probably not going to go for Sableye for quite some time. And we're basically just going to keep shredding. And the mirrors don't help him increase damage against our Rayquaza either. So I don't mind just blowing him away through all of these. He needs a tool scrapper here to have any chance, but even if he did, I have Junk Arm. And we see an N. So he's looking for a tool scrapper now, and if he doesn't find one, then he's basically going to lose, even if he gets an energy. And we got an amazing hand anyway, so it matters not. So we can see my opponent's just clearly struggling to keep his board together, and we're going to be up in so many prize cards, and this beast is just going to take us another prize. And we also get to get our Eelektrik out. I think here I'm going to Junk Arm away these 2 as they are useless for a computer search and just keep it in hand. We are going to get rid of the poison, obviously, because why wouldn't we? Otherwise it's just taking unnecessary damage. And that's victory. So, I mean, our setup, even though our open hand was god-awful, our setup and using our cards in the correct manner and the correct sequencing, which is really important in Legacy, was our path to victory, and we did it. So, see you for Game 2. So, we are here for Game 2 with our RayEels deck. And we decided to go second only because it gives us the ability to access supporters. We do start with Zekrom, that allows us to tank hits and be able to use Outrage, which is good. And I may establish the Mr. Mime. We are not going to Colress here. We're simply just going to attach. We still get to hit into this until he finally does Night Spear. And that seems like an odd play to me. Now, I haven't given one of these out on my videos in quite some time, so we have another voltage code for our viewers. Camera's focus. So there's that, and then someone's writing. Well, there we go. So hopefully you can all type, or someone can type that in and get something good. If you do get something good, feel free to message, not message me, comment on the video, let me know what you got. So, interesting. We can just about get into the game. We're going to have to Jirachi, honestly. I'm not looking forward to it, but I suppose all of this stuff doesn't particularly matter apart from the Colress, getting them into the discards. I've got Super Rod for Eelektrik, and we'll probably have the other 3 Eelektrik in deck. I'd say probably, we'll soon see about that, won't we? and we can start swinging with Outrage at the very least. We do have access to another level ball as well, but we'll have to do that next turn with Junk Arm. We'll just Outrage here. Outrage is perfectly fine. For a whopping 20 damage. Insane! A lot of people seem to play Dark variants in Legacy. Of course, in my opinion, the best deck in Legacy is the Virizion Genesect deck, or Virizion Genesect, however you pronounce it. Because A, it can't be Hypnotoxic Lasered due to Virizion's effects, and Genesect has a built-in Pokemon capture ability but by attaching Plasma Energies from hand, and it has access to a G-Booster A-Spec that allows you to hit for 200 damage, and its actual attack is pretty alright as well, so even Virizion's Emerald Slash allows you to attach additional energies, and it has Celebi Prime in that deck as well that allows you to attach additional Grass Energies from hand, so that deck is really, really good. As opposed to the showing of this deck right now. Now, we don't mind if my opponent does manage to knock this out. And now I definitely want to find my Tool Scrapper. Now I can get maximum effect out of it. So, level ball for another Dynamo. We are getting there slowly but surely, and we're just going to Professor Oak's New Theory this hand, because we want to keep the Floatstone in deck, we want to keep the Junk Arm in deck. And we can attach here. I could even get rid of some stuff for Mr. Mime, which I think I'm going to do. So discard this and this, and just grab our Mimey boy. And we'll just continue to Outrage. There's no point in doing anything else just yet. Top deck of Junk Arm would be amazing. A top deck of a supporter would be even better actually, as we've only used 3 of our 9. We see another level ball for my opponent. So his setup is much better than mine, unfortunately, but not much we can do about that. We can't afford to Bolt Strike either, because Bolt Striking and dealing damage to ourselves means that he then gets to damage. He then gets to, sorry, Night Spear this for the exact knockout, which isn't good for us. By any means. I don't know why he's put Mr. Mime down himself. That doesn't make much sense to me. Unless he's predicting a Raikou that I don't play. There's a card called Raikou GX that... Raikou EX, sorry. that allows you to build up additional energy, additional attackers. Sorry, it allows you to hit 100 on the bench to anything for free energy. You do have to discard all the damage for it, but so just steadily. This is when he's going to retreat. If we flip heads on this now, it's going to be really sucky. So, I mean, if we flip tails on this now, so we really can't afford to do that. But if we get it, we also take knockout as well. So, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Why not? And we get it as well. So, we'll give him a smiley face. I suppose my opponent was probably very upset with that outcome. I imagine my opponent's going to be looking for a Pokemon catcher here. And I don't know why it's taking so long with Night Spear, because I can't hit anything because I missed mine. Unlucky. Unlucky. So, Tool Scrap is a good top deck. Better late than never. And we will take the knockout on the Darkrai as well, because 3 times the Dragon Burst is enough to one-shot this thing. So things are going relatively well. And next turn we get to retreat after he does X amount of damage to this. Ooh, gold Ultra Balls. Someone's a show off. Oh, I'm just sad because I'm poor and I've got I've got basic Ultra Balls. That's all it is. So will we see an end from my opponent? This is the prime question. We do see an end from my opponent. Despicable. It's not the end of the world. It's a relatively good hand, to be fair. If he doesn't take knockout, he needs. Well, he's got all his propagations, it would seem. So I don't see why he wouldn't get knockout here. But either way, we have a response with 2 1 prize card attackers ourselves. Which my opponent will be very sad to see, I'm very certain. And if I knew he was going to top like that, although I suppose I could have put that in play, it was a bit of a waste to do this, but hey ho. And a lightning, why not? Can attach a lightning to the active. Can attach a float stone to a dynamo. And we can dynamotor the hell out of our Baby Ray. Because Baby Ray hits some perfect damage on these things. So, time to get back into the lead. I'd like to say that I think I'm playing this game as optimally as I can. My opponent would need to find another Sneasel and double Dark Patch here to have a chance of being able to attack next turn. So it's taken a while. So there's the Ultra Ball. There's the Sneasel coming in. Oh, Sableye. That's a very unusual play. I personally wouldn't have gone for Sableye right there, but each to their own. And that seems a very unusual play as well. Attaching to it, not... what is this? Whenever any... Alright, okay. Luckily, we find Junk Arm. So we can still take a knockout regardless. Because we can get back Energy Recycler from the bin, which is hilarious, obviously. And we even top deck as well, which is good. So, Energy Recycler. We're going to get 2 fires, keep 1 in the deck. Oh, we're not going to get 2 fires apparently. But no worries. We finally find cards to be able to... and my opponent just scoops because he noticed that I wasn't finding dead drawing. He thought he only had a chance while I was dead drawing, clearly, because my deck is good enough. So, on to game 3. So, we are back for game 3 with our Legacy, or Leg-Array deck, as I call it, RayEels. And we start Portrait, which is insane. It does allow us to use support turn 1, because this hand is phenomenally bad. However, if we use Portrait and end up copying a Professor Juniper, that will also be phenomenally bad. So let's hope that doesn't happen. Just got a lot better with that, if I'm honest. We'll get our little tiny boy. I think I might want to use Portrait first. This could be really bad. No, it was really good because he had a Professor Oak's New Theory. So that was good. This is bad. My opponent just concedes. Portrait is a despicable card. And do you know what? That's all for this video because it's just everyone just seems to be scooping today. I don't know why. So I'll be right back again with the deck list. I have zero patience for people that can't, you know, lose with dignity and just scoop everywhere because it makes it near impossible to record videos. Anyway, for my viewers, we do have another code for everyone. So if you've watched up until this point, thank you very much for watching, and I'm glad you've been enjoying the content I've been making. Hopefully, if the bloody camera can focus, someone will be able to get that code. And again, if you get anything good, feel free to leave a comment and let me know what you got. It's always nice to interact with my viewers. So that's it for Legacy Ray. Again, multiple ways to deal with various different situations. You've got an evolution attacker and Eelektrik, although it's, you know, the Eelektrik itself is bad. You've got the Rayquaza that hits through anything with Shred. You've got the Rayquaza EX that has an unlimited damage ceiling because it can hit for any amount of numbers. And we have the Zekrom to hit lightning weakness, and another one prize card attacker makes it very, very good, especially with Outrage, as you'll have seen in the match. Jirachi and Keldeo and Mr. Mime just for support Pokemon, and Smeargle, obviously. Portrait showing its worth in the last game, making my opponent concede, obviously. So, Overall, the deck is really good, and if you haven't played any Legacy yet, I suggest start using your coins, because unfortunately you can't buy codes for Legacy anymore. I suggest you start buying coins for Legacy. So right now, talking of, I am going to open 2 packs that are in Legacy that have the Rayquaza EX that I'm looking for. So we'll go to booster packs, and I'm pretty certain which one are dark patching. Oh no, I forgot. It's not Plasma Blast. Dark Explorers, there we go. So, redeem. Oh, wanted 2. So, we will get ourselves 2 Legacy packs. And let's see what we get. Number 1. You can see how little I've got these packs in the past. What's that? That's the terrible Slowking. Oh, clicked on the wrong one. Finally have more data patches. That's good, so I'll have some to trade at some point. And I finally have my 4th Sableye, which is also good. Move, Vanillite, go away. Yeah, that was the bad Slowbro, so I'm not even going to get that off. And Blaze Kick, so depressing. Never mind. So yeah, again, thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I hope some of you do get to use the codes and do pull something good. If you did like the content that I've made today, please drop a like, and if you want to see any more Legacy videos from me, I will be making some in the future as soon as I get more of the stuff together to create Legacy videos. That's only, of course, if you'd like to see them. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, please subscribe now. It would be very much appreciated as well, and drop a ding on the bell just to get any notifications for upcoming content that I will be making. Have a great day, guys. Peace.